Now we bring you the first of our four-part series on our journey through Nepal, exploring its remarkable countryside, incredible temples, and we also look at some of the strong bonds that New Zealand shares with this mystical country. We begin in Kathmandu. The tiny nation of Nepal, squeezed between 8 of the world's tallest peaks, is a country of lush rice fields terraced onto steep mountainsides that drop into white water gushing through carved valleys below. For much of its history, Nepal was a mystery to the rest of the world. A country closed by mountains and myth, set north of a much larger India next door. When just over 50 years ago it finally opened up to the world, the message was spread of its mystical magnetism, the confusion, dust and clatter of its cities, where thousands of temples sat side by side with a life unchanged for millennia. And in the wilderness of its mountains, a rugged subsistence plucked from the extremes of weather and terrain. I've been really looking forward to getting to know Nepal because although the country is an immediate neighbour to India, it's always been a bit of a mystery to me. And as an Indian living in New Zealand, I'm here to explore the close and deep bond that the two countries share, the beginnings of which were forged by Sir Edmund Hillary. First, like so many visitors, I hit the streets of Kathmandu. It strikes me as a town on the move. But this change is not progress, for too much looks unregulated. Chaotic streets and crazy driving, often more potholes than road itself, and piles of waste plastic with no certain future. The country has been in turmoil until quite recently. The forces of Maoist communism and the monarchy had been at loggerheads for 10 years. Violence, strikes and uncertainty characterized life, and it all but destroyed a once vibrant tourist industry. Change finally came just 2 years ago when the communists were installed as the elected government of a new federal republic. While many still doubt the future, for now the country is stable and tourism is bouncing back. I'm on my way to a date with a Nepali who lived in New Zealand for a few years. We've arranged to meet in the busy bazaar of Old Kathmandu. This is chaotic too, but I feel at home here. Maybe it's the Indian in me, for in this raucous confusion of traders and shoppers, I know I've really arrived. Nitesh studied business in New Zealand and then returned here 2 years ago. He runs a music cafe in the city and busies himself promoting local music.
You know, our country's been going through like a decade-long war with the whole thing, with the Maoist and everything. And I'm pretty sure that has made a big impact on the way we think, the way we approach. And there has been like financially, like, you know, all of a sudden there was a boom in the whole real estate and everything. You wouldn't believe, like, you know, the houses over here would cost more than, you know, you buying a house in Mission Bay or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
So while some here are making decent money, a look around the bazaar quickly confirms this isn't really the norm. So Nepal has changed quite a bit, but I think in a sense it still remains a pretty poor country, doesn't it?
Yep, I mean, it's a hard fact, but then we all have accepted, like, as a Nepali, that, you know, compared to countries outside, like foreign countries, like, you know, we haven't been able to facilitate our people, our society with a lot of stuff. But I'd say, like, it's largely because of the political and conflicts and stuff like that that has still kept us behind compared to a lot of other places and countries in the world.
I took up an invitation to meet some of Nitesh's friends at his music club. And I have to say, I really wasn't expecting this. This was metal night, and it could have been jazz, blues or folk. And it's all with the intention of encouraging original music and a better social awareness in youth.
I meet a lot of young guys and girls, like, almost every day, and they're involved in some sort of music or, like, maybe theater. I mean, these kind of things, like, it wasn't so big back then, but then now, like, you know, even independent movies are starting to get big in Nepal. Obviously, like, you know, all of us can connect to some sort of music, and it has always helped us to make, like, positive impacts and positive changes in this. I mean, me personally, I just like the energy, like, you know, it's so vibrant, and these are the things that also makes us come back over here. Maybe it gives us a sense of belonging. And obviously, I want to change or like make our society a bit better or different.
It was a perspective I wasn't expecting, but I'd like to think Nitesh represents a generation that will make a difference. Educated and ambitious, but a generation more interested in social change.